In the last video we saw how this circuit needs a matchstick, there it is, to actually work. And Mr. Talking Machine left a fantastic comment about various strange objects that he's used in circuits to make them run. So that's what I want to do in this video. Test some highly bizarre things instead of the matchstick and see if this circuit will still operate. Back indoors and with the circuit on the table here are some of the things that I want to be trying, and they include a neon bulb, a piece of paper, a human hair. Here's the circuit diagram by Simpletronics. I found the circuit on Instructables and I'll leave a link to that in the description and the comments section. These are the changes that I made, well partly because I didn't have the correct components, so you can build it as he shows. One thing I have done since the last video is to build this circuit onto a Vero board, and if I just move my hand near to that antenna you can see how this blue LED comes on, and it's from quite a decent range. An obvious question might be, so what does this thing do? What use is it? Well, it's actually for sensing electrical wiring or a person being in proximity. So for mains wiring, this TV is off, but I might not know whether there's any power to it. If I bring something like this circuit towards it, there we go. The light starts to light up very brightly and in fact trips over into that noise. And we might look at a main socket and we can't work out, whether there's any power coming from it, the devices don't work. Well, we put something like this to the mains lead. Oh, there you go. There's definitely power coming through. So that's the kind of usefulness of a circuit like this. First of all, we should have a baseline. And so what I've got is, there is the position of the 200k pot, that's the sensitivity level. And when I touch this little lead here, as you can see, nice strong LED glow, and we can hear the buzzer go off. So that is the baseline, and that's with the matchstick. And the other baseline for this is what happens with nothing at all in there, and that's an important one. So if I touch this now, oh my, that's strange. It initially comes on, but then now what's it doing? It's like it latches on and fades off really slowly. So that's with the pot in just about the same position as the matchstick was. Yeah, you can see what the matchstick is doing, how it's regulating. And very quickly with the pot right over to the left. Yeah, it's still doing that latching thing. And if I turn it right around to the right, yeah, there's no change. So there's no setting it up, there's no dialing it in. So that's an interesting finding. Anyway, let's get on with the tests. So that's what I'll do. I'll do roughly in the middle, to the left and to the right on each test. I'm going to quickly run through. The first one is very interesting to me. It's a neon bulb and they normally come on at about 70 or 80 volts. So let's see. Well, in the middle there, yeah, the light's on. What happens? Ah. Yeah. Oh, it's similar to having nothing there, but slightly shorter. Turn round to the left, the circuit's triggering all the time. Turn round to the right. That seems to actually do something, doesn't it? Oh, no, we're still latching a bit. But it does basically work, considering it's a neon bulb. That's not bad. On to the next. Right, now we have an LED. So, let's see what happens in the middle. Yeah, that's behaving like there's nothing there. All the way to the left. Yeah, same. All the way round to the right. No, same. And just checking the other way round in the middle. That's not too bad. That's interesting. Sounded, oh. although randomly the light has now come on. And now gone off. Oh, and now coming back again. Okay, so there is some weird behaviour with the LED the other way round. All the way round to the left. Oh, it's doing that. Yeah, it's doing that sticking problem. And round to the right. Well, the light's gone off for one thing. Oh gosh, and there's hardly anything happening. So there is a change. Now let me see, can we get it dialed in somewhere to say 2/3 the way round? No, sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off, but that's different running. That's kind of interesting running. And that was with the LED having its negative pin on the left and its positive pin on the right. Next. This one is a piece of charcoal wood that I burnt outside. Let's see how we go on. So, out in the middle, whoops. That's not too bad, is it? Slightly latches on, but not too bad. All the way round to the left, it does make the buzzer sound, which it's supposed to do in the circuit. There we are, you see. And all the way round to the right, it does dip out, like it's supposed to do. So the piece of charcoal is actually doing the thing it's supposed to. And you're supposed to set these just so the LED is just about off. And then, like that. But there isn't the same kind of range as you would get with the Matchstick. So at the moment, the Matchstick is still the best one. But of course, charcoal is made of wood. So we do have that similarity. But the charcoal's not bad. It's just not quite as good. Also, I expect this barbecue skewer to be something similar, but that's why I've put the pieces of wire at a big distance between. So what happens about halfway? Oh, and it latches a bit. Over to the left we've got the horrible siren noise, bring it around, or fully round to the right. And it still sort of latches, so yeah, there can be too much distance between on pieces of wood. So that's good to know. I'm going to leave the hair to the end because I'm really intrigued about that. But what we'll do is, we'll use this twisty tie, then roll up that paper, and then try that hair. So what I've done is wound the wire around the plastic, the outer plastic of the twisty tie. So that's the point of that one. Let's see what happens at about halfway. Oh no, it latched. Oh, it was looking good. All the way round to the left, will the light come on? Oh, we actually get nothing. Try it. No, it's latching. And staying on and going off. So, let's go all the way round to the right. What does plastic do? No, it's just sticking. So, there's nothing reliable about that one. Okay, onto the paper. And I mean, really, paper is wood, so this should work, I should think. So what I've done is rolled up that paper, much like the Matchstick, and I've positioned the pieces of wire at about the same distance. Well, already there's quite a big difference at about the halfway point, in that the light is on. So what happens? No, we've got that carrying on like there's nothing there. Well, let's try round to the left. Does that light get brighter? Yeah, a little bit, I guess, because the buzzer is slightly on. Now let's see. No. No. It's as though there's nothing there. So over to the right again. Yeah, the light's gone out, that's good. And no, it's nowhere similar, which I am quite surprised about. And now over to the human hair. This is one of my wife's hairs. My hair is too short. So this is going to be interesting in how to attach it. Anyway, back in a moment. Alright, if you can see that, what I've actually done is to make a couple of coils, little springs, and put the wire between the turns. So, anyway, after that, let's see what it does. So there's about the halfway point, and if I touch the contact... Oh, hey! Oh, no, it's latched. That was looking good, wasn't it? Yeah, it's latched to the point of staying on. So, turn it all the way to the left. Do we get a change? There's all the way to the left. The light's still on. It's latched. And all the way round to the right. Yeah, no change. And it latched. So, unfortunately, hair was a dead loss. So there we are, a bunch of odd objects have been tested, and yet the matchstick has won out. Yeah, I was quite surprised by those findings, but that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.